Hey everyone, Dr. Nuesse from EasyDOTPhysicals.com back again with another video, and in this one we're talking about Delta-8 THC. We're going to answer the questions, is it legal and will it show up on your drug test? So I've been sitting on this video topic idea for some time now. In the comments section of some of my older videos, I've gotten requests to do a video on Delta THC and is it legal and will it show up on a drug test, but for a while there really was no information, no consensus on is it legal or will it show up on a drug test. So for a while I really didn't feel confident giving you an answer, but at this point I feel like with the research I've done and my experience, I can give you a really good opinion on Delta THC and is it legal and is it going to make you fail your drug test. So first, let me just talk a little bit briefly about what Delta THC is. All right, so Delta-8 THC and Delta-9 THC are almost chemically identical with only one very small difference between them. Delta-9 THC is what people typically think of when they think of THC, the intoxicating part of the marijuana plant. Delta-8 THC is sometimes referred to as marijuana light. It's a much less potent, less intoxicating form of THC, and it's gained a lot of popularity as of recently, and a lot of it has to do with how it is sourced, and that'll come up when we talk about if it's legal or not. And I'm going to read from my computer a little bit just because I want to get the dates exactly correct, but as recently as 2021, so as the posting of this video only a year or so ago, the FDA issued a statement saying that Delta-8 THC is a synthetic form of THC and therefore still falls under the guidelines of a Schedule I drug and federally is illegal. Now, more recently, just this past year in 2022, federal courts clarified this issue, ruling that Delta-8, when sourced from hemp, and this is very important, is legal under the 2018 Farm Act. So now we have to consider the source. Both hemp plants and marijuana plants are from the same species, Cannabis sativa, but hemp is protected under this 2018 Farm Act and is federally legal, whereas marijuana is not. So the difference between these two plants, hemp and marijuana, is that hemp contains 0.3% THC or less, and marijuana will contain more than 0.3% THC. So since Delta-8 THC can be sourced from the hemp plant, the source matters. And again, this ruling clarified that the source of the Delta-8 THC must be from hemp. So only products that are listed as Delta THC that have a concentration of 0.3% or less Delta-9 THC are considered federally legal products. And this is the same standard set by CBD products. CBD products can have up to 0.3% THC as well. All right, so there is one major issue here, and that is with the quality control of some of these products. I'm going to read again down here from an article from CBDOracle.com. They actually tested 51 products that were listed as Delta-8 THC products and were federally legal, and they found that 76%, so over 3/4 of these products, contained over the legal limit of 0.3% THC, and some contained as high as 20% or more. And it's also important to note that although it's been determined that Delta-8 THC is federally legal when it falls under very strict parameters, again that 0.3% Delta-9 THC limit cutoff, that some states actually still consider Delta-8 THC to be illegal. So it might still be illegal under the state law depending on the state that you live. All right, and next let's talk about drug testing. If you're using products federally legal that you can get over the counter that contain Delta-8 THC, will it cause you to fail your drug test? Will you be positive on a drug test for THC? Now, if you're concerned with passing a drug test, as I state in all of my videos, I think the best way to know if you're going to pass that drug test is to home test. Now, I'm going to leave a link in the description box right below this video on my preferred home drug test. Really, if you go in blind, not knowing if you're going to pass that drug test, not home testing before, and you fail your drug test, really that is on you, because home testing is something that is so easy to do. It's cheap, it's easy, it gives you the results right away. So please, if you are concerned about passing an upcoming drug test, just home test before you go in to have that official test done. Again, I'll leave a link to my preferred home test kit in the description box below. All right, so I can't give you with 100% certainty if you're going to pass your drug test if you're using Delta-8 THC products, but I've read a lot of medical opinions, a lot of scientific articles on Delta-8 THC, and the opinions seem to be somewhere between you probably won't test positive, but maybe all the way up to 100% you will test positive if using Delta-8 THC. You will test positive for THC on a drug test. So because of this information, as well as the fact that, again, Delta-8 THC and Delta-9 THC are almost chemically identical, along with the fact that we talked about earlier that some of these companies have either very poor quality control methods or they're just using illegal manufacturing methods, causing Delta-9 THC to be multiple times over the limit in some of these supposedly legal Delta-8 products. I would tend to think that if you're going in to take your drug test and you've been using Delta-8 THC products, that you're more likely than not to be testing positive for THC on that drug test. So I think that leaves us in kind of this legal gray area. It's legal to sell, it's legal to possess Delta-8 THC products federally, but I do think there's a high likelihood that it will cause you to test positive for THC on any standardized drug test. Now, I've done videos in the past on prescription medications and what happens when they show up on a drug test and how you can actually get that turned into a negative result. But I just really can't see a clear path forward if you test positive for THC and how you would prove that you're just actually taking Delta-8 THC products. So I do think there's this really kind of weird gray area here that hopefully they can flesh out more standardized testing in the future, maybe to differentiate between these two products, or maybe we'll start going down the road where THC just becomes federally legal. All right, so I hope that was very concise and helpful. Subscribe, like, all that good stuff, and leave me a comment in the comment section below on a video topic that you'd like to hear in the future. All right, until next time, everybody, stay safe.